Hey everyone, Stan Heller here. One of the most important things you can do to be a successful trader is to be prepared. That means having a viable list of stocks ready to trade precisely when they are setting up with a proper buy point. You can stay prepared by routinely monitoring watch lists of stocks. VectorVest maintains several terrific lists and you can create your own. But what if you have so many watch lists that it's too time consuming to follow them all? So you don't do it and you wind up missing the best opportunities. The solution? Use a watch list filter with your favorite searches to keep track of all your stocks in just minutes a day. So you can add your favorite watch list to any search and never miss another breakout on stocks you are watching. We can do that in just 4 easy steps, and I'll show you them in a minute as we get into the software. But step 1 is to add a watch list filter to your favorite technical search or searches. Save the search in UniSearch in a folder called My Watchlist Searches, and continue to modify new searches with all the watch lists you wish to monitor and save those searches to this new folder, My Watchlist Searches. And then you can run your watchlist filter searches daily before the market opens or the evening before. Study the graphs and place the best candidates in a new watchlist folder that you can call Daily Trading Opportunities so you can watch them the next day when the market opens and see if any of your stocks are moving up. And with follow through, you might decide to take action. So here's my watch list filter search list. You can see I've used the near perfect indicator NPI crossing 3 days, and these are the pre-built and maintained searches by VectorVest. And I can show here again the 3 and 8 EMA crossover for ETFs in this case. Again, you could use the 3 and 8 EMA crossover for all your watch list searches. Or the MACD crossover, whichever you decide to use, place them in here. So these are the technical searches that you can use, and you can also use the new buy rated stocks, which is a technical search, but it doesn't require Pro Trader. These are stocks that have just gotten a new buy rating from VectorVest. Use them with your watch list as well. So before we move on to the end, let's go ahead and open up the Canadian software. So here's the Pro Trader folder. If you have that Pro Trader add-in, you'll see this folder, and it gives you some pre-built searches for moving average crossovers, MACD, stochastics, breaking support or resistance, various searches, and of course you can go ahead and modify them as you wish. If you want different moving average crossovers, just click in here and create the search and save it, and then you've got it. But I'm going to start with that near perfect indicator folder. If you have Pro Trader, you'll see that folder and 2 searches, NPI crossing 1 day and NPI crossing 3 days. And I'm going to start with 3 days, gives you a few more stocks to look at. And you can see the 5 moving average of RT has crossed above the 40-day moving average of RT, which is relative timing, the exclusive VectorVest technical indicator for short-term trend. That crossover occurred within the last 3 days. So here I would add my watch list filter. Let's set up the first one. So stocks and filter by, and we click on watch list. And then under operator, we choose equal to. Now when I click in the open space for under value, you'll notice it opens a list of all the watch lists, VectorVest watch lists that are pre-built and maintained by VectorVest, as well as my own watch list, so we can start to monitor whichever watch lists we would like to monitor. And I'm just going to come down and set up an example here. So for example, under Overview Watch List, we have the Dividend Aristocrats watch list. But I'm going to come down to the TSX, which has that folder has a group of watch lists maintained by VectorVest. And I'm going to come down and choose the TSX Composite Index. That's a group of about 230 to 240 stocks that are the benchmark for the TSX composite So some good quality stocks make up that benchmark, and that'll be the watch list that we want to monitor and track using this NPI crossing 3 days search. So we've got our search set up. If I run the search on June 1st, these are the stocks that come up. If I go back to when we had a very strong upward bias, and that was January 3rd, and we get a few more stocks that are moving up at that time. So you can kind of do a quick test on those, and you've got some pretty good results there to June 1st. If I take it until sort of the next downturn in beginning in February, even better results. So you've got some really good quality stocks, and just closed out of it there. But what you would do is just graph the stocks, make a note of which ones you want to add to your trading opportunities watch list. So January 3rd is the date that we ran the search. There's our 5 moving average of RT in green crossing above the 40, and it's right at the bottom of a price cycle, so that's a good entry opportunity. And we found that in no time using our TSX composite watch list to find them. So now we just want to go ahead and create a group to hold the searches that we're going to create for this process. So we just come up to the page up at the top left, click on the drop down arrow, left click on the new group, and give it a name. And I'll just call it my watch list searches. So it's my watch list searches, and I need to give that a version 2 because I already have my watch list searches folder. So I'll click on add. So it drops it down to the bottom. You can see it down at the bottom. And then we want to save that search into that folder. So we click on the disk icon and click on Save As. It opens up a new drop down. I want to make sure that I've got the correct folder selected, my watch list searches V2. And I just have to give it a new name, and it's the TSX composite. And because I already have one, I've got to call that V2 as well. So I'll click OK. Okay, so just double check and make sure we've got it here. Oh, it didn't save, so I'm just going to have to make sure I've saved it. So I guess I should have clicked yes, I want to save it. So good to show you what can go wrong too, I guess. So there's our TSX composite index. And again, this time I want to make sure we save. All right, so I think we're saved now. So we've got our first search saved for that folder, my watch list searches too. So we want to do this with all the watch lists that we want to save and all the searches that we want to use. I'm going to continue to use the NPI crossing 3 days. So all I have to do is come into the value and uncheck the TSX composite index, and maybe this time I want to check the capped indices. So now I could do these individually, my favorite sectors that we're watching, or I can click them all. The search will find stocks if they appear in any of these watch lists. So all capped indices, and it names them there. So you'll get a little bit of a different list here. And then we click on the save icon, save as, and we just highlight the name and change it to capped indices and click OK. All right, so let's just make sure it's there. Yes, it is. So now we've got those 2 searches saved, and we would just do that for all the watch lists that we want to save. I've shown you the lists that I would like, and when we go through these and maybe we decide that this is a stock, we check the graph, and January 3rd was my search date, so back here. So it's definitely a stock that we want to keep track of for the next day and see if it opens higher and starts to make a move, and then we can take action by buying that stock. So we would just right click on this stock and any other stock that we want to add to a new watch list for trading opportunities, and we highlight it, right click on it, and click on add to watch list. And from here we can create a group for daily trading opportunities. So you would just left click on the group and create that group, and then when you want to save the stock that you've selected from your search into that watch list, that's the group you would highlight. So here's daily trade ops, and I would just highlight that folder, and I would click on the drop down beside the page, new watch list, and we'll just call this June 1st, 2023. So it drops it down here. There's the stock that we're going to be adding to that watch list. So we click OK. And now I've got in the viewers, I've got a watch list for stocks that I want to watch for the next day's open. All right, so it's really quick and easy to set up your searches. It's just a one-time thing where you set this all up, and then from there you just have to come in and select your folder for the searches and go ahead and see which searches or which stocks that you want to add. So these are where MACD is just crossed over to the bullish side, and you could study the graph and see if it's a stock that's ready to add to your daily trading opportunities watch list. All right, so there's the different ideas for you, but you can of course choose your own. And I've chosen for this example VectorVest pre-built and maintained watch list, but you can put your own in there as well, and very easy to monitor them from there. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you like the content and would like to see more, please do click on the like button to grow our VectorVest YouTube community. We'd appreciate it. If you're currently not a subscriber but would like to give it a try for 30 days for $9.95 US dollars, just call 1-888-658-7638. And thank you everyone for watching.